I don't usually wade into the Israeli-Hamas war. It's not that I don't care, it's that I don't have a dog in the fight and it's a no-win situation. Well, now we have protests on American college campuses and it's right here at home. I got somebody emailing me on my Rational Boomer podcast, and they said, why are these people protesting against the war and blaming Joe Biden, and do I think it will affect the election? Well, first and foremost, I'll tell you, I think this has everything to do with the election. If you grew up in the 60s, you know that there were protests on American college campuses all over the place, far worse than what we're seeing today. They were protesting the Vietnam War, women's rights, civil rights. It was crazy, and it got very fucking violent. Now, why are these kids protesting against the Israeli-Hamas war and blaming Joe Biden? Well, that's a good question. My personal opinion is I think this has to do with the progressives on the Democratic side, the left side. They're the ones pushing this. They don't like the fact that Joe Biden is sending funding to Israel. But the fact is, Israel is one of our allies, and that kind of is our responsibility. So they're trying to pressure Joe Biden to stop that, which he can't do. Now, they'll say, we're mad at Joe Biden, we're not going to vote for him, but what's your alternative? You're going to vote for Donald Trump. He's BFFs with Benjamin Netanyahu, who's just a mini fucking Donald Trump, and whatever happens when Donald Trump gets in is going to be far worse than Joe Biden has ever done. He's trying to end this war and trying to help the people of Gaza. You think Donald Trump will do that? Fuck no. And the progressives know this. This is just a pressure campaign to get Joe Biden to bend. It's all fucking political. Now, Joe Biden gave a speech a little earlier today, and he basically made it simple. He said, we protect peaceful protest in this country, but once it gets illegal and violent, well, fuck around and find out. And he's absolutely right. So the question is, why do these protests become violent? It's not the kids in the colleges that are violent. It's infiltrators that come in, instigators, people from the Republican Party that see this opportunity and want to stir it up and make it more violent or make it violent altogether just to make Joe Biden and the Democrats look bad. You think that doesn't happen? Well, I live in Minnesota, and when George Floyd riots happened, that's exactly what happened. Don't tell me it was Black Lives Matter, because I saw white guys in military outfits breaking windows and starting shit. This is all about an opportunity to impact the election. So you ask, what does it have to do with the election? It fucking has everything to do with the election. Even the war has something to do with the election. Hamas attacks Israel. Never thought they'd do it at that particular time. They did it in a way nobody thought was possible. How did that happen? Well, you have to understand is Hamas is supported by Iran. Iran is supported by Russia. And we know that Donald Trump slipped some Israeli military top secret information to Russian spies some time back. Vladimir Putin doesn't want Joe Biden to be president. It sounds like a conspiracy theory. It sounds very cynical and pervasive, and that's exactly what it is. Everything about what's going on in this country has to do with the election. Gas prices going up. Big oil doesn't want Joe Biden to be president. People in tech jobs getting laid off by the thousands has to do with the election. I know some people will think I'm crazy here, but that's the fact. Once this election gets over, things settle down. Joe Biden will be the president, and now they'll have to look at things and deal with situation as it is, as opposed to trying to impact this election. I don't think it will have much impact on Joe Biden, because I think the war will probably be figured out sometime before the election. And there are far bigger problems that people in this country have to worry about than what's going on in Gaza. We've got abortion. We've got all kinds of issues. We've got a presidential candidate on trial for criminal felonies. Yeah, it has everything to do with the election, but it'll be over and we will get back to some kind of normality.